Good morning, you beautiful people. Or afternoon if you're in the UK. Or mid-morning. I don't know, it's 6 hours ahead, so it's around noon, I guess. So, it's 6:15 a.m. here in Gatesville, Texas. We are going to continue on Mr. Spiderman here. It is 27 and a half inches wide by 22 inches tall. And want to give a chance for a few folks to get in here. If they don't come in after a couple minutes, I'll just get going anyway. But that way people can get an idea of what we're looking at. The reason why I have my hand out here is to keep the camera from trying to autofocus with all those lines. It confuses it and it pulsates, so I'm keeping my hand in there. But then I will get back to scrolling. I guess I could just do that anyway, because with the early hour it is here in the US and it being noon in the UK, people might be busy doing stuff. So we're not always going to get a lot of numbers on a real-time live stream people watching, but we're going to get going, and I will occasionally look over at the chat section both on YouTube and Facebook to respond to comments or questions or just say howdy, whatever the case may be. If you're watching on Facebook, you will not be able to see the YouTube comments, and if you're watching on YouTube, you won't see the Facebook comments. So that's why I read them out loud. I am told that on YouTube, majority of the time, the video quality is better, and that tends to be where the chat is most active, but you're welcome to watch where you want. On Facebook, I go by the Charles Deering. That's all one word. On YouTube, you should be able to find me under Charles Deering. Mr. Wayne the Wood Turner, one of my UK watchers. Hello, good morning, or it's not morning for you. Good afternoon, Wayne. I got to keep track of that stuff. Appreciate you being here, sir. If you want to connect on YouTube, you should be able to find me under my name, Charles Deering. But please make sure you subscribe and hit that bell to be notified when I do these weird hour projects. So, see, the second I pull my hand away, it's going to start pulsating. That's why I did that. So, also when I zoom in close, it will stop doing that. I just wanted to give people an idea what it looked like before I started moving in close. And here we go. Got one viewer so far. We appreciate you. I ended last night because I was getting really hungry, and then, per usual, I got really tired. So I went to bed, and I'm awake, and here we are. This is almost all I do anymore. 'Tis my passion, as is the Dr. Pepper, but the Dr. Pepper is a requirement. So I'm going to try to put the camera in a decent spot. It's going to be upside down part of the time, or at least sideways, because I like to have the bulk of the area I'm working on right near me, even though the blade is the same distance from me regardless of how I turn it. I don't have a bunch of overhang hanging in my lap. So we're going to get going. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to throw them out there. And we're going to get going. Some people like to play a drinking game. If I break a blade, they got to take a drink. But it's too dang early for a drink, dagnabbit. But it doesn't mean it has to be alcohol, because for me it's going to be Dr. Pepper. I'm going to pull out just a bit so my hands don't bump the camera any more than necessary. And hopefully we won't have to deal with the autofocus. Appreciate you being here. I know it's early here in the U.S. It's midday in the UK. I don't know where any other time zones, so I'm sure y'all can figure it out. I saw Yolanda active on Facebook, so she might be popping in at some point. I posted the link to the live stream in a group chat me and the guys at Team Scroll Saw are active in. I did that way. If any of them wanted to pop in for the sake of comments or questions or just hanging out, then they could. But otherwise, I'm just going to get going. I laid there in bed for 30 minutes saying, dude, you need to get more sleep. But once I wake up, my brain gets active and I'm thinking, man, I could be scrolling. I could be doing a live stream. Because a lot of times when I do these live streams, the people in the UK are the ones that keep normal hours are going to bed. And so it's not really fair to them. Not that there's a protest. But these live streams really have taken over my life, and that's voluntary. I have fun doing them with people. So pretty much anytime I'm awake, if I'm not adulting, I'm doing this. Although we can call this adulting. But if I wouldn't have fun, I wouldn't be doing it. No questions or comments are stupid, so don't hold back if you have any questions or comments. I'm using number 5 flat-ended spiral Flying Dutchman scroll saw blades, and I'm on a 22-inch Hegner scroll saw. I'm not entirely sure I'm awake right now, so try not to comment too loud. Excuse me. But we are going to get this puppy done eventually. As long as I can stay conscious and not starve to death, we're good. As with every project, if it has a face, I start there, and being that I also start with the eyes, but in this case, the eyes are made of wood, so I pretty much just started with the head, as you can see. If you're wondering what these black X's are, they are to let the viewer and myself know at a quick glance where the brad nails are holding the stack cut of 2 pieces together. And I wait till I'm done in that area to cut those out so the stack cut stays together. That's the most common question for people that aren't at every live feed, so I get that. Mr. Josh Grover, did you get pizza last night? No, I did not. I don't have any money, but thanks for asking. I think I had some macaroni and cheese, and then I went to bed, and here we are. But thank you for asking. Looks like we keep around the same sleep schedule. Or I don't really have a schedule for sleep. I sleep when I'm tired and get up when I'm not. Unless keeping appointment times and crap gets in the way of that, which is always sucks when you can't sleep and wake up at your own pace. If you have a phobia of rectangles, squares, trapezoids, and triangles, you want to avoid this. That's pretty much every cut, except for the perimeter. I'll cut the perimeter last, and when you're doing the perimeter, if you don't want to be nervous about cutting it too thin, just cut close to the line and use a small belt sander to get to the line. But some areas, the size of the piece and the shape of it won't allow for that. Josh says, I was awake till 1 a.m., couldn't sleep. Yeah, I've been there too. It's very frustrating when you're tired as heck and can't sleep, or when you need to be asleep and can't be. Like sometimes I don't know about y'all, but my mind gets really active when it shouldn't be. I'd really like to be asleep right now. That's why once I wake up, if I'm remotely conscious, I'll get out of bed because my brain won't shut up. And when my brain won't shut up, my mouth won't shut up. But I don't talk this much to myself. A little bit, but now, unless I've missed some pilot holes, there's 494 cuts in this piece. I only missed one pilot hole yesterday that I've seen so far. And for me, that's kind of good. Usually I miss 3 or 4 on detail pieces anyway. I don't know that we can play a drinking game for the U.S. viewers because it's too early to drink. Okay, so yeah, you can. Josh switched to coffee for the drinking game. So if I break a blade or have fun or have it, apparently my mouth isn't awake yet, or if I have trouble finding the pilot hole, that's the drinking game. It does not have to be alcohol you are consuming. But we got to be honest with ourselves. If you're into coffee, especially for waking up, you're not going to wait on me to do those things before you take a drink. Come on. I'm a 24/7 Dr. Pepper drinker. I don't drink coffee. So just never was much for the taste of it. I love sweet tea too, but believe it or not, versus Dr. Pepper, tea gives me heartburn much quicker. Which is strange. You would think the acid in Dr. Pepper would do it, but nope. Of course, Dr. Pepper is pretty much my blood type. So should an emergency ever occur, my blood type would not be hard to find. I don't even know what my blood type is, honestly. If we're being remotely serious, I have no clue. Yeah, you probably don't want to wait on me for drinking your coffee because coffee is mandatory for some people in the mornings. But I've never understood people that say they're not a morning person. The way I see it, everybody's in control of how they act. I know I'm getting a little serious here, but oh well. Good morning, Herb Hooper. It's funny, I figured a majority of the live viewers would be. I figured a majority of the live viewers would be in the UK, but so far, no. At least not the active ones in the chat. So I'm not the only one that keeps strange hours. So far, I've had good luck with finding the pilot hole, so you probably should just drink for the sake of drinking and not wait on me. Yeah, that camera likes to pulsate. All right. Sometimes I go off the line intentionally if I drew something sloppy. Like in the case of the piece I'm about to come up to, the line is slightly off kilter, so I'm going to just compensate when I'm cutting it. It's slightly wider at one end than the other, which is not detrimental, but I noticed it, so I'm going to try to make it the same width all the way across. Went a little too much there. Another reason I got out of bed is because I'm usually nabbit. Well, at least I finished the cut first. Another reason I got out of bed is because I'm usually competing with gamers using the internet connection. So, figured the earlier I get up, the less chance of the internet speed being messed with. But why not break a blade so those folks wanting to take a drink can do so? Just lovely. Now on my saw, when I break a blade, I usually have to reset the tension. Yep, drink time, Josh. I think Josh sabotages my stuff just so he can drink more. But I've had good luck so far with finding the pilot holes. I said right before I had trouble finding the pilot hole, take another drink. Come on. I'm at the edge of it, but it won't, yeah, there we go. Come on. Okay. This is where top beating would be great, but it's not easy to top beat on a Hegner. Okay, so we'll have to get the stupid light out for the stupid pilot hole. And then hope my depth perception works to find it. I already went through that one. So even though I can see the pilot hole, I still have to rely on my eyesight to get it up to it. I was so close and I butchered it. There we go. Better late than never. And I blinded myself with the light. Okay. There are times I find a pilot hole, but not the one I'm going for. I mean, once I choose a pilot hole I want to thread the blade through, then I stick with it. So that's why I have trouble, because it's not that I can't find a pilot hole, it's the one I'm looking for. I appreciate anybody taking time out of their morning or afternoon to be here. Oftentimes the most fun part of doing these live streams is interacting with the people watching, so don't be shy. Tend to have the same handful of folks coming in, which is of course appreciated, but you don't have to be a regular in order to come on in here. Again, I'm using it. Excuse me. Using a number 5 flat-ended spiral Flying Dutchman. Number 5. And we're using a 22-inch Hegner scroll saw. Good old Dr. Pepper. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Got a piece of debris stuck in one of the other cuts. There it goes. The black X's show where I have Brad's holding the stack together, so I cut those last. That's what those are for. You'll often hear me repeat myself if you sit through a whole live feed, because I'm always repeating things for people that might have just come in or haven't seen a live feed before, or both, obviously. Josh says, I only get to catch your live stream today and tomorrow, then back to the work world. Leaves house at 4 a.m. to get home 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. Well, I'm glad you're able to catch it at some point, Josh. I really do. Or really am, whatever the heck I mean to say. Yeah, weekends are most often, and for some people this would be obvious, but weekends are when we get the most real-time live stream viewers. So that when the chat is active, it makes it more fun, but it doesn't mean it's not fun without an active chat. But it doesn't mean I don't appreciate those people that watch this video after it's already done being live. It's not mandatory to be here live. But usually within the hour after being done with a live stream, I've had neighborhood of 100, a little over 100 views, and that's pretty cool. Not always, but it's always nice to know at least that many people are watching. That's not a drop in the bucket. This will probably not be the only live stream I do today because I started so early. But even if you paid me to tell you, I couldn't tell you what time the next one will be because I never know what my schedule is going to go like. Because I'm competing with gamers inside the house that share the connection, and when they get to gaming that uses games that tax the internet speed, then it really can affect the quality of the live stream. And we're looking into better internet service, but this area is pretty limited. But if we can get something with better speeds, then might be able to do both. There are times I've wanted to do a live stream and couldn't because of the internet being drained, internet speeds. But for the most part, they I don't want to say cater to because that sounds arrogant, but they hold off in order for me to be able to do these live streams and not have serious lag. Which means a lot because they don't have to, but would be nice to be in a situation where we didn't have to trade off internet usage. Yeah, this area, the company we're using now, the most they offer is 15 megs of whatever they call it when you're choosing whatever. But that's why we're looking into other companies, hoping we have better results. Got to have the internet to share this stuff. Excuse me. The only thing I'm really sacrificing when I do live streams instead of just sitting here scrolling is I don't get to listen to music or talk radio in my headphones. But that's okay. It's a good trade-off. I often rely on music for entertainment. Most of the times it's country. Every now and then you gotta get a dose of Metallica. Okay, you might need to take a drink because we're having trouble finding the pallet hole. Not as bad as it has been in the past. I hate that this is the final weekend for football, at least if your team sucks like mine does. I mean, I love my Dallas Cowboys, but let's be honest, this is probably their last week of football. That was my Sunday go-to entertainment. It's not even daybreak yet, and the roosters are already going at it. Y'all are being awful quiet out there. You might be thinking, dude, it's too early, shut up. Hello, Mike. Mike says, hey, Charlie, have you heard Iron Horse Bluegrass Metallica covers? No, I have not. But I do love me some Metallica. But I'll forget all about that after this live stream, so I won't be able to remember. Tim Turner, moo. Morning, sir. You can't scroll until I make a pot of coffee. A little late for that, but I would say I'll wait for you to make a pot of coffee before I get going again. But nah, I can't lie to you. Inside joke as to why I said moo, but I'm not going to get going on the moo thing again. Well, it's inside joke for some people, but a lot of people were here that day. The reason why I move the piece like that every now and then is in case I didn't get that pilot hole 100% straight up and down. I do that to encourage it to go where I want it to go. And good to see you, Mike. I was about to say good morning, but it's afternoon there. Dang it, moo. Oh, Lord. I can't really make fun of your cat's name because my cat's name is Pookie, and that's not much more mature than moo, is it? But it's funner. More funner. It's more fun to say moo than Pookie. Had Pookie right around 7 years now. Been a good old cat. I'm actually more of a dog person, but I don't have the mental or physical energy to keep up with one the way it deserves. So, but cats can be good. They can be. We do have one that's a terrorist. I'll let y'all go at it in the chat. I'm not going to join the moo party. But y'all are trying, I'll give you that. I had way too much fun with that the first time. It is funny to see the chat getting active with the whole new thing. Especially when a whole bunch of them are trying to get me to say it, which could work at some point, but right now it's not. But if the cat could read, it would be reacting to all that, but I don't think it can read. And if it can read, you shouldn't be watching my live stream. You should be making your cat go viral on YouTube. There's not near enough cat videos on the internet, is there? Not. But I'm pretty sure none of them are reading. And if anybody's keeping track or even cares, I believe this might be my 19th or 20th live feed. Not in a row. There was a few times I couldn't stream. So I can't brag about how many in a row, but pretty steady. And whenever I go to get my biopsy done in my eye, I won't be able to do a live stream that day because I only have one good eye and they're about to cut on it. And I'll have a patch or gauze or something over it. I won't be able to see good enough to scroll, which for some of y'all would be entertaining, seeing me try to scroll with not being able to see. But it won't be an important project. It's kind of hard to explain how the vision in my right eye is besides just saying it's bad. I can see through it, but it's like a black sheet over my eye. It's so hard to explain. I can't focus in on anything. I can't read letters in order with my right eye. So without my left eye, I wouldn't be able to scroll anymore. So hopefully we can keep the eye. That'd be great. I can already see that this line is drawn a little bit sloppy, so I'm going to have to compensate when I cut it. Not too far off, though. One more non-braided cut in the head, and then I can cut a couple of those braid cuts out. And Josh says, make sure you switch to a straight blade that day. Shoot, I can't do a straight blade even with two good eyes. There's no way I'm going to try to do it with one horrible eye. But ain't no telling. Tim Turner says, Moo's real name is Cutie, but no way I was going to roll out the door yelling, here, Cutie. Talk about cops. I hear you. So that does sound a little suspicious. And Tim says, hope everything goes okay for you, Charles. I appreciate that. I hope it does too. You're saying morning, Mr. Davis. That must be maybe Sterling Davis watching on Facebook, but on these live streams, I'm not able to see who's watching unless they comment. But Josh says, why don't you wait till it's sanded before cutting brad areas? I don't know. I guess I could. It just seems I don't like having an incomplete area, but yeah, I may do that. I mean, I will cut some of the brad areas out because, like in this case, I have 3 bradded areas on the head. I can just probably cut the top one. I don't know. I'm just weird like that. Midnight Joker says Saturday shopping time. Catch you in a bit. All right, get me a surprise, Mike. And I just saw a previous cut I did. I could go a little wider on, so I'm going to go back to that. And an answer to your comment in question, Josh, I think it's I don't have logic for why I wouldn't wait till the end, but I guess it's because I want to see what it looks like completely done. Because it would make too much sense to wait till I was done sanding. But I guess if I leave some brads in, it should do okay. I guess you could say I'm one of those instant gratification people. The closer I can get to it looking done, the better. Yeah, I'm going to sand, or I'm going to use the spiral as a little sander and narrow that line just a bit from the cut next to it. Just because I noticed it and now it's eating at me. But as you probably noticed by now, Josh, I don't always do things a logical way. Well, sometimes I sand the pieces together, but on the front piece, I'm only sanding off the carbon paper, and the back piece, I'm only sanding off the fuzzies off the back. So it's more stable when they're held together, but one doesn't necessarily involve the other when it comes to sanding. Yeah, I'll probably go ahead and just cut the brad areas each time, but maybe not every one of them, because we do still want the stack to stay together. I'll at least cut this top one because I'm so decisive. But logic says I should wait, but I'm not, because I'm like that. Well, no, I'm going to leave that because I have to cut their perimeter. So I'll cut the middle one because I still have one by the chin that we can leave. See, that's me being decisive once again. And yes, there is a pilot hole in there, but it's right next to a brad. So I got to make sure I'm not trying to insert the blade into the brad area. So this does not count as having trouble finding the pilot hole because it's right next to a brad. Plus I didn't have trouble, so ha. move to another portion. Don't cut the brad. Yeah, that can chew on the blade too. Oh yeah, for sanding the edges, I like to keep the stack together. So yeah, there's that. But as far as sanding, I thought you were referring to when I sand the carbon paper lines off or the fuzzies off the back. Yeah, sanding the edges, I definitely want to keep them together. That's why I left this brad, because I want to keep the perimeter held together as much as possible. But the interior brads, I could probably get away with cutting those out. But also we have 3 sets of brads here, so I can get away with cutting this one out. But I'm going to wait anyway because I got cuts around it. So I'm going to decide which direction I want to move with starting to cut. It's less chaotic down this side here, so that's probably where I'll head next. That way it looks like I've done more than I've actually done. I feel like I should back up the camera a little bit. I don't know why. Just felt like I should. We're going to get there. Whew. I am tired. I ain't going to deny that. It doesn't start getting daylight around here until around 7:30 or 8, somewhere in there. That's when it feels like I'm awake with the normal people, but right now I'm not normal. Well, let's be honest. Am I usually ever completely normal? But oh well. Dr. Pepper time. And Josh says, go random, hit an arm, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm on the shoulder right now, and then we're going to move right down the arm. For the sake of visuals, I'll pull out the camera for a second. And when I was drilling the pilot holes, believe it or not, there's right around 100 cuts just in the arm there. But that's where I'm going to work my way down. Now, if the thing didn't have so much trouble focusing when I'm pulled out, see how it's doing that? That's why I zoomed it in closer. But when it's I wish I could scroll with it zoomed out, but apparently the thing likes to pulsate, so we're just gonna work with what we got. And it's still trying to pulsate, ain't it? All right. I could mix things up and start at the hand on this arm and then just work up towards the head. But I'm already in this area, so why not just stick with it? Plus the fact that I can't zoom out. It's less wrestling. I think visually it would be cooler to be able to zoom out so people can see the whole piece while I'm working on it, but technology will not allow, or at least not my technology. Getting these little triangle cuts done, and then going to go back and get the bigger ones. Maybe if I turn the piece, people have more to look at. It may be another one of those dreary weather days. It was misty when I came out to the shop. My shop is a separate building from my house, so yeah, so hopefully it's not going to be that kind of day. I hate rain. But there's worse problems to have. And I'm not one of these people that goes out and parties on New Year's Eve. So knowing me, if I'm not asleep, I'll probably be doing a live stream. And somebody will have to mention that it's almost midnight, and then we'll all sit here and I'll kiss myself and we'll get back to it. So that's not a promise. I mean, you never know what's going to happen between now and then. But it is only a few days away. Okay, that line is a little fat, so I'm going to narrow it down. I'll give you some more to look at while we're cutting on it. That's not the pilot hole I was looking for. And if I know me, which I kind of do because I've known myself for 49 years, I'm probably going to come up to about here because the spider crap is right here in the middle of the chest. So I'm going to come up to that right here and then work my way up here and go down the arm. So that's just the way I'm going to do it. Because the more of the bigger cuts I get out of the way, the more done it will look, even if it's not done. And I went off the line, so now I'm going to have to shave it. I thought I missed another pilot hole, but it was just sitting there in the corner. Whew. So we're still staying steady at 494 cuts. I'm glad I chose this camera, this angle for the camera. That way y'all can see a majority of the piece while I'm still working on it, which is cool. But the further away I get with the camera, the more the autofocus wants to fluctuate. Got 10 folks watching. I appreciate it. If you're watching on Facebook, I am told the video quality is usually better on YouTube. And on YouTube, you should be able to find me under Charles Deering. And if you want to connect on Facebook for any reason from YouTube, I go by the Charles Deering on Facebook, and that is all one word. And I'm going to go off the line a little bit on part of this cut because trying to maintain the width of the line. Not by much, though. Same with that cutout. Well, I really need to get a trash can closer to my saw. That's why my shop is such a mess. All those pieces that get knocked out, I just sweep over onto the floor. I'm going to stretch my back just a tad. About 12 people watching. I appreciate it. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to throw them out there. If you ever hear me reading a comment and you can't see it, it's because that means you're not watching on Facebook and they're commenting on YouTube, or vice versa. And I just saw an area right here that's a little fatter, and I know it's not anything major, but if I want to make it look like a smooth flowing line, I'll have to go back to that cut and shave it down a little bit, which I think I'll do after I do my next cut. Because now that I've seen it, I can't ignore it. It sticks out like a sore thumb. Hopefully y'all can see that. If not, it'll make sense when I go to do it. But let's cut this one first. And I sort of messed up the line there because, okay, when you hear me talking about stuff like that, it's because the lines that we're keeping, they have a certain flow to them. And the way I drew that one, it was a little too narrow right there. So it's going to look a little awkward there, but I can't fix it. Okay, I'm going to go back and shade this one line now that I've noticed it's much fatter than the one next to it. And then I'll go back to where I was working. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but the line above it is narrow, and that's the eye, so I'm just going to make this one a little bit thinner. Because for me, it's an eyesore. Alright, now we'll go back to the rest of them. Yeah, it's already eating at me that I messed up the smoothness of those lines, and I can't really alter it. Well, yes, I can. I'm going to, matter of fact. I can just alter the shape of the ones around it. And we can make that flow together. By golly. And that'll make more sense as I cut. It's going to look massively confusing if you're paying attention to just the lines. But as I cut them, that line will flow. Hopefully that makes sense, because I'm not always real good at wording things. Maybe I should do that with a pen so I don't confuse myself and butcher the piece. Don't you love how organized I am? I'm following the pen line, not the pencil line. And if I shade it in, it'll help. It'll help me anyway. Okay, once I cut that area, it won't look as confusing as it does right this second. I'm glad I thought of that, otherwise it would have messed with me the whole time. And the reason why I use the pen is I'll be cutting it off anyways, and it's not that hard to sand it off if any of it's left. And I am overly picky about some things. Y'all might be thinking, dude, don't worry about it. But once I see it, I can't ignore it. I'll go ahead and cut that one next to it so it stops bugging me as much. So I only slightly altered it. I still got a little more altering to do, but it's not a big deal. Okay, tiny bit more altering on the rectangle above it, but not by much. Alright, that should line up. Alright, we're gonna get there, folks. And one of the lines I have drawn before is a little bit wavy, so I'm going to fix that as I go. On both sides, actually. The way I have pencil lines, carbon lines, and pen lines intersecting each other, that area may look chaotic, but there's a method to my madness. I'm going to grab a piece of sandpaper right quick so I can sand those up. No, I'm not. I'll just deal with it. Because I don't see any right in front of me, and I don't feel like running one down. Or chasing one down, whatever the heck I mean. I was nowhere near that pilot hole. That would explain why I couldn't find the stupid thing. keep it down out there. You might wake me up. Lordy, lordy, lordy. I can't stop yawning, but we're going to stick with it. And I already see another area I need to shave because it's sticking out to me. Dang it. Yeah, I'm going to shave that line. Wrong one. Doesn't need to be shaved much, but if I notice it not lining up with the one next to it, it messes with me. That if I did that all over this picture, I'd never get done. So I'm going to ignore that, the rest of them for now. Excuse me. I really butchered that line. Now, every now and then when I go off the line, it's intentional, trying to reshape it in certain places. Because the more I can get these wooden lines flowing together, the better. That's why you keep seeing me adjust on the fly like that. So if you, besides, the occasional Dr. Pepper break, if you see me pause once I put it in like this, It's because I'm looking to make sure if there's whether or not I have to adjust any cuts versus the line that I have drawn in there. There's only one that I see I need to adjust a tiny bit. Y'all are being awful quiet out there. Blade's getting a tiny bit dull because I'm getting more resistance. But it's still usable. Okay, on this next cut, I need to. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and draw that in so I don't mess it up. Not much, but I need to alter just. No, I don't. From a different angle, it looks okay. No, yes, I do. because my goal is to always line up with the area next to it so it doesn't look funny. So we should be good there. So I'm following the pen lines, not the carbon paper lines, on that next cut. Mr. Tim Carp says, "Good morning, sir. You have started early." Yes, sir. I started. What time did I start? 6:15. Yeah. Once I woke up, I couldn't sleep, and I said, "Spiderman ain't done yet," so I had to get going on it again. Appreciate you being here, by the way. Again, I'm following the pen line, not the carbon paper line. Okay, looking to see if I need to shave a line anywhere. Nope, we're good. Good morning, Mr. Paul Corliss of Paul's Messy Workshop, and Tim Carp says, "Thanks for the live shows, very interesting and educational." Thank you, sir. Yeah, if I can help one or two people, that'd be great. But another reason I do them is to keep myself entertained, I guess, if I'm being honest. And see, I was talking about flowing lines, and I didn't do a real good job of that right here, so that's on me. I can't really alter that because I've already cut most of it. But I can fix that here. But yeah, on that one, I butchered it. Oh well, worse problems to have. So that one spot's going to bug me, but overall I think it's okay. I hope that makes sense because for those that may have just joined, the wooden lines, meaning the pieces that we're keeping, those, it looks more uniform if those wooden lines are flowing evenly. But if it goes skinny on one and wide on another, it doesn't flow as much. So that's why it looks so chaotic right here, because I've drawn a bunch of lines trying to correct it. But yep, I messed it up in one spot right here. But anyway, and thanks for watching the live shows, by the way, Tim, and everybody else who's watching. Do not be shy when it comes to comments or questions, because I will address them all if they're family friendly, and even some of the ones that aren't. Whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, you won't see the YouTube comments, and vice versa. That is why I take time out to read them out loud. Now, StreamYard does allow you to put comments on the screen, but I'll show you why I don't do that. That way people on both platforms can see it, but if I put it on the screen, it's covering up part of the cutting, so that's why I don't do that. I mean, it may be neat for y'all to be able to see the comments I'm responding to, but I'd rather just read them so that it doesn't cover up part of the screen. So that would be why you hear me saying them all the time. Excuse me. I'm not entirely sure I'm 100% awake right now, but we're going to keep going. The roosters outside are having a crowing battle, but you probably can't hear them since my microphone is right next to my mouth. And I'm checking around to see if everything lines up or to see if I have to alter a cut as I go. And it's 7:55 a.m. here, so the sun's probably starting to peek out. I do have windows in the shop, but they're covered with foil. That's redneck window tint right there. I do that so at night the moths don't hang around by the windows. And my door has glass on it too, and I don't want them to hang around by the door because I don't want to get attacked when I open the door. Okay. My daughter used to be scared to death of grasshoppers. I mean, I say scared to death. And mainly we just scared of them landing on her. But her way of dealing with it says, they're going to eat me. That's more so out in the country. When you're driving through somewhat long grass. It's those little things that make you smile. I don't know anybody that likes grasshoppers to land on them, but the more it happens to me, the less I freak out when it happens. I just reach up and grab them and chunk them off of me. Alright, this next cut, I am going to be using the pen lines as a guide instead of the carbon paper lines because I adjusted the shape. And that's only on that one side. I've got to find a new stool. This one is wearing out, will not stay up. This one's 28 inches high. I think I need one that's 30 or more inches tall because I'm slightly lower down than I want to be. I got a $50 gift certificate, or $50 gift card for Christmas, so I'm hoping that can help me towards a stool, but pretty sure no stool is that cheap. I don't know. I've never tried to buy one. So I say stool, but maybe just a tall chair, but I'd like it to have rollers. As messy as my shop can get, I might need all-terrain wheels on it, by golly. That's a blade breaking. And if you're into the drinking game, that's when you take a drink of your beverage of choice. Does not have to be alcohol. It's too early for alcohol if you're in the U.S. That's only the second blade I've broken. For me, that's good, because usually I'm breaking more than that, and I don't know why. Only happens on live streams, though. But we do have to recheck the tension now after I load this blade in there. Paul Corliss, if you're still watching, I know you have a Hegner, but when your blade breaks, do you have to reset the tension? It might be specific just to my saw, because I've had it a while. That time I didn't really need to reset it. I was just double checking. It might just be my Hegner. I don't think it's every Hegner that would. But when the blade breaks, it rattles and makes it rattles and makes that knob right there loosen. It just rattles around loosen wise. That's what I'm dealing with when you see me messing with tension. That's what I'm turning. Too early for moonshine, sip of coffee. All right, where was I? Oh yeah. But I'm Dr. Pepper 24/7. Coffee just doesn't appeal to me. I guess anybody that's watching that has a Hegner, let me know if that happens to y'all when a blade breaks. Do you have to reset the tension, or is that just me? And it's not every time, but most times. I feel like I'm about to sneeze. And yawn, apparently. One other area I need to adjust, and I'll go ahead and show that to y'all. Now I drew it this way because that's the way the pattern looked, or the picture was that I was working on. But like and this is only that way on the fingertips, but the webbing or whatever you call it went past the edges of the fingers, so I drew it that way, but I don't think I like that look, so I'm just going to stay smooth around the edges when we get to that part. Same with the other hand, which is I'll be getting to before the other one. Paul Corliss says, Charles, not too often, but mine is an older model with the blade tension in the back. Oh, every time I put the blade in the upper clamp, I have to tighten it in the back. Well, he says, I've updated it to a rear lever adjuster, though. Nice to know. Cool. Yeah, it's just a pain in my butt. I mean, luckily the tension lever's here, but every time the blade breaks, yeah, it makes that tension knob in the back loosen. But yeah, worst problem to have. Okay. Just for giggles, I'm going to go ahead and cut some of the perimeter from like where the knee comes out of the arm over to the other side of the head. Right here. That's just for a change of pace. And I may not cut right up to the line. If I think I'll get too wavy with it, I will get just shy of the line. That way I can use a little 1-inch felt sander to bring it to the line. And to maintain thickness, the same thickness around it, I may make alterations with lines, like right one I already see that I need to make this one the same width as the rest of them when I go to cut that one. So I don't know if that showed while I was doing it. Where am I at? Yes, it showed. Okay. Good morning, Tevis. By the way, the cut number moved up to 494 because I missed a pilot hole, but you were still the closest. Tevis Monroe watching over on Facebook. I'm looking for other areas I may have to adjust, but I'm going to go ahead and cut just a tiny bit of the perimeter. I say that, but I may decide, you know what, I'll go ahead and go around the whole perimeter. But I guess we'll see as we go. This might require a sip of my morning energy drink, and afternoon and night. Paul's Messy Workshop. My Hagner is 35 years old, so a good testament of how well they last. Absolutely. That's an old dang saw. I don't know how old mine is. I didn't buy it new. I bought it off of somebody. Luckily, they allowed me to make payments, or I've never been able to afford a saw this expensive. Okay. So we're going to start with the perimeter and see if I'm in the mood to go all the way around the perimeter or just the area I'm working on. But it may make it more pleasing to look at. Heck, I don't know. Oh, you didn't know you were the closest? Yeah, you said 518, and the highest one under that was, what was it? I chunked the piece of wood. I had them all. No, I didn't. The highest one otherwise was 412, so you were much closer than anybody else was when you said 518. So, because I'm not one of these people who can get the closest without going over it. Yeah, so 494, and I say that, but it was 493, but I missed a pilot hole, but you're still closer. All right, so let's cut some of this perimeter out just to get it out of the way. Some, if not all, I'll make that judgment as I get closer to where I planned on stopping. Trying to find a good, comfortable place for my other hand. And if anybody's noticing that upper arm, it is not wavy. It just looks like it is on camera because of feed rate. Or shutter speed, I mean. You know, I said I was going to get close to the line, but right now I'm trying to just stay on the line, or at it. Might as well, doesn't hurt anything. Paul, what's the biggest piece you've ever cut on your Hagner? Then again, that's assuming you use spiral blades. I don't remember. If you use spiral blades, what's the biggest piece you've ever cut? Because the average scroller doesn't try to cut billboards like I do. Now I got to be mindful of, now you'll notice I pushed the blade into the waist area while I was turning it. I have to be mindful of where the back of the throat of the scroll saw is so I don't run into it while I'm cutting all this. I guess that question didn't just have to be for Paul. I just mentioned it because he has a Hagner, but for anybody that uses spiral blades, what's the biggest piece you've ever cut? I think the biggest piece I ever cut was 5 feet tall. Other than that, the average largest size I generally go is 3 feet. Yeah, I think we're still safe on the not hitting the back of the saw. There's still no areas that I need to sand to the line because I'm trying to cut somewhat smoothly. Tavis Monroe says, oh, that's my brother. Cliff, you want to come in here? Watch him say no. My twin brother is watching on YouTube. Facebook. Tavis Monroe says, nope, awesome. Learn from cutting Terry Whitley's iguana pattern that there are always more holes than you think. Absolutely. My brother says, the size of a car, Spider Pig doing whatever it is as Spider Pig does. That'd be a Simpsons reference. Tavis Monroe, biggest I ever cut was a name that was 36 inches tall, and the whole name was 44 inches tall. It was a mother. Yeah, I imagine straight blades, and it took 2 people. All right, my brother, Cliff, watch for Facebook Messenger. I'm getting ready to send you the link. Sweet, my twin brother's going to be here, and that's not an exaggeration. We really are twins. Control C. By the way, for anybody that wonders, Control C is the same as edit copy. I learned that a few years ago. Just kidding. Okay. Cliff, write to me on Messenger so I don't have to find you. He's probably going to say boo, but yeah, write to me on Messenger. Please, sir. So y'all think it's hectic with just me? Wait till you hear 2 people that almost sound exactly alike. There he be, and he did say boo. Hi. Where am I at here? That's my brother. Hitting enter now, and I'm going to close Facebook. So if you write to me, I won't be able to see it, Cliff. Now I'm going to wait for my brother to come in here. That is my twin brother, Cliff Deering. Booyah! Going to make the morning a little bit more fun if he's not mean to me. Just kidding. I apologized to him during Christmas saying that because I kept saying, Cliff, family friendly. Sometimes I get a little too into the family friendly thing. People got to accept that some people just ain't going to talk 100%. Paul's Messy Workshop says, I don't, just that, Cliff, I'll let you in. Paul's Messy Workshop says, I don't use spirals. Tried it once and embarrassed myself, sort of like the time you tried flat blades on your live show. Yep, that was a hoot. And anybody wants to see that, go to my YouTube channel saying, me's trying flat blades for the first time. Just say, Cliff, I'll be there. Probably my biggest piece was 11 by 17, and it was a challenge, I imagine. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, my twin brother, Cliff Deering. Hello.
Hello.
Are you wearing your jersey or your Mossy Oak? No, you're wearing your real tree, not Mossy Oak. I want that, man.
You can have it.
Yeah, right. Would you get another one?
No, just kidding. You can't have it.
Yeah. That's how it rolls. Who is that? The Night King. All right.
Toys.
So, folks, although he's using a Yeti mic and I'm using a headset mic, y'all will see that we, for the most part, sound alike. So when he's not on camera, y'all might be thinking I'm talking double time, but I am not. He is a coffee drinker, about like I'm but he doesn't drink out of 2-liter coffee mugs. If he could, he would, though.
I probably would.
It'd be hard to lift, but
I do have a very large mug somewhere. I ain't completely unpacked yet. I've only been here for 5 months.
Yeah, that's my coffee mug full of Dr. Pepper right there. I tell you what. And where there's Dr. Pepper. Actually, that's more of a preventative because I don't usually get heartburn from that. I get heartburn like heck from tea. Y'all say howdy to my twin brother, Dagnabbit. By God, he's the love of my life in the male side.
Thank you.
That sounded kind of creepy, but he's my twin brother. He's my brother anyway, regardless.
The heartburn and stuff comes from changing around on drinks. Because I've done that when I went from coffee to tea and to Dr. Pepper and such.
It's probably a good thing that I don't drink sweet tea because that's probably more sugar than Dr. Pepper is, as sweet as I like my tea.
Yeah.
And I only like cold tea if it's hot outside, but other than that, I don't put ice in it.
It's 2 cups of sugar for a pitcher.
Good googly moogly.
I know. What the heck are you doing up so early?
God, I woke up at 5:30 something, couldn't sleep.
So my wife kisses me goodbye, and it sometimes wakes me up. Or sometimes keeps me awake. It always wakes me up because I love her and everything.
Yeah. Mine was still passed out when I got up.
That's right, it's Saturday.
Herb Hooper.
Hi, Paul.
Paul's Messy Workshop. Paul's Messy Workshop is Paul Corliss, and there will be a pop quiz. You have to remember all this. Just kidding.
I can't remember my own name right now.
Paul Corliss says he's got to go. Appreciate you being here, Paul. Thanks for answering my questions. Herb Hooper's a great guy. One of the most loyal viewers, no matter what time, too. But no, I woke up at 5:30-ish. I think it was 5:34. For some reason, I always remember what time I look at the clock when I wake up. But anyway, and then, you know me, once I wake up, I can't get back to sleep most of the time. So I got up and for live feeds, you have to schedule it at least 10 minutes ahead. So it was 5:40 something. So I went ahead and scheduled it for 6:15, and I've been here ever since.
My God, man.
I know, man.
Now I remember why I usually wear a hat, because this is ridiculous.
Well, you're welcome to run get a hat if you want to.
Oh, I got about 15 of them right in front of me.
Decisions. I will.
What am I feeling today? It's like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. One moment, please.
Hi, neighbor.
Say that again, mister.
I said, hi, neighbor.
Howdy, neighbor.
All right. So now he looks a little more of this world. I still look funny. By the way, Clef, I don't know if I told you because I'm terrible. I'm terrible at keeping up with people. I drove 45 minutes to this appointment Friday. What day was it? Thursday. And all he did was touch both my eyelids and said, "Okay, we're going to schedule a biopsy." So they're going to cut into my eyelid to get muscle and skin to test.
What would it be your eyelid when it's your cheek?
My whole face is swelling, but the worst spot on my whole face is my left eyelid. So that's
Yeah.
why he's going to do the biopsy from that area. I'm not at all afraid of the pain or anything like that. It's always the drive because I have to go all the way to Austin for this.
My God, man.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I'm not worried. I'm not scared. It's just I'm not thrilled with pain, but I can live with it if I know it's coming.
If anybody wonders why I keep doing this, it's because I don't want to cough into the mic.
Yeah, and sometimes I forget that because I went so long relying on the mic of the webcam here that I still forget sometimes that I have a mic right next to my face now.
I have three of them. One right there, one right here, and one right here.
All right, well, the Yeti probably works best for you, but I don't know.
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and take your pretty face off of the screen and get back to scrolling here a second. If I sit still too long, I will.
Fall asleep.
Appreciate you being here, by the way. Yeah, I'm
Problem.
not entirely sure that I'm awake right now. And just so y'all know, my brother will only show up if his wife's not home because apparently he loves her, wants to spend time with her.
Well, unless she wants to play games or binge watch something I don't like.
Yeah. All right.
I'm gonna go smoke real quick though.
Okay.
Unlike normal people, I can't smoke in the house.
Well, I'm not normal and I smoke in my shop, but I always sand and clear coat pieces. Anyway, I'm gonna just keep working on the perimeter. You be good. I'll be right back. Mimi Lord says, "Good morning, people. Hope everyone has a great day. I have been up since 7:30, but heading to the shop and finish the project. By golly, appreciate you, Mimi. I've been up since 5:30. Started the live stream at 6:15, and I'm still babbling. But I'm gonna cut the perimeter here. I may just go ahead and continue all the way around and cut the perimeter. But appreciate y'all taking time out of your morning or day or night, whatever the heck time zone you're in. Some people overseas, it's 6 hours ahead or 8 hours in other places. I'm going to stop yawning. I can hear myself on my brother's headphones sitting on his desk. So anybody that hears a voice that sounds a lot like mine and it's not me talking, it is my twin brother. And no, that's not an exaggeration. He really is my twin brother. Well, I appreciate you being here, Mimi. I will have fun with your project, and that's all. Hope we have a good day, and I'm going to start back on this perimeter here. Unless I just butcher it, I shouldn't have to mess with sanding the edge. Sometimes I'll purposely go shy of the line to sand up to it, but there's really no need to. But because of the size of the piece, that's why you see me stopping and moving my hand closer to the cut so it doesn't vibrate as much. And yes, I'm not going right up to the line, but it's not bad enough that I would have to sand up to it because I'll be sanding the lines off anyway. Unless it's pertinent to the shape of the piece, but right now it's pretty basic. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to turn off the saw long enough to turn the piece so I don't run into the back of the saw. I guess I can go ahead and break off the area I've already cut off. It's so brutal. Get off of there, puppy. Alright. Now that I stopped, I have to stretch my back and stuff. Anybody out there wants to comment or question, feel free. I will respond to everybody. If you're watching on Facebook, you cannot see the YouTube comments and vice versa. But I am told that most of the time the video quality is better on YouTube. And you can find me under my name there. If you want to connect on Facebook, I go by The Charles Daring, and that's all one word. I'm getting tired of having to say that. I'm just kidding. You can hear the lack of motivation when I repeat myself a lot, but that's only because it's one of those quote-unquote advertising things. Okay, let's get back to the perimeter. After I take a sip of my coffee. If y'all believe that's coffee, I got some oceanfront property for you.
I have returned.
Welcome back, Mr. Daring.
Tanko. Go ahead.
If this was Deadpool, my brother would be bugging me for it.
Yeah. No, I'd be begging, not bugging.
Okay.
You could do Deadpool next, though.
I've already done Deadpool. Go ahead.
Do it again. The guy, not the guy that I have issues with next to me, but across the street behind us, he died yesterday.
At home?
Yeah. He's been on hospice for a while.
That's sad.
Yeah. Don Imus died, 79 years old.
Yeah, somebody mentioned that in the chat yesterday.
That's the news. On to sports.
Dallas Cowboys still suck.
And the Eagles have to lose and us win. So they're playing the Giants. Giants been playing halfway decent lately, so maybe.
Go Giants. Last week I was saying go Redskins. And they almost got there, but the Eagles picked it up. Oh, no, not last week, the week before that.
Yeah.
Last week, the Eagles were playing us. And we weren't there. We didn't show up.
Yeah.
And that was embarrassing. I mean, it's one thing to try and not be able to squeak it out, but they played like they didn't practice all week. Bad passing by Dak and people dropping passes when they could have caught him.
Well, that was rare because he couldn't get it to him.
Yeah.
It don't matter. We don't deserve to be in the playoff no how.
Yeah, even if we make it in, it's going to be a one and done in my opinion. But
I agree. Very well, Jason Garrett.
Yeah, the way we played the Rams, I thought, man, this could be the beginning of a big run. But I was not expecting what happened against the Eagles. I totally wasn't.
Nope.
That was an utter shock. I have to turn the piece, so I'm turning the saw off.
I don't mind I almost said Spiderweb. I don't mind Spiderman stuff too, and Iron Man.
Yeah, but fellas got to make a living.
Deadpools are free. I cleared off some wall space for the woodwork I bought from you. I just haven't hung it yet.
Yay! I forgot what I was going to say. I have an Iron Man design, but it's not as cool as the way he looks now. It's an older pattern, but yeah. I also have a Mandalorian pattern, but it's not full body. It's just down to his shins. Oh, diddly.
The season finale was yesterday.
Oh, I didn't even watch that.
Yeah.
Is it finale worthy, or is it just okay? We'll see.
It's okay. They do unmask him though.
Oh man,
I already knew who he was. He was in the game. He was in Game of Thrones. He was
Pablo
the one.
something or other.
Yeah, he was killed by the mountain during a duel.
Well, the mountain killed a lot of people, but yeah, I've seen his picture because I looked up his name. It's Pablo something. I almost said Picasso, but it's not. It's not Picasso. Pablo something.
But I can give you some spoilers without giving away the whole thing. Just,
Wait, if
no.
anybody's listening, don't listen.
No, it's not. It's not like it. Just he had gotten shot and he thought he was gonna die.
So that's why he took his mask off.
No, because he said no living thing is supposed to see me without my mask, and the robot / nurse droid is helping him, and he's saying I'm not a living thing, so he takes it off. The voice don't really go with him.
Agreed. I think that sort of takes away. I get, it helps some viewers. Wow, that's what he looks like. But yeah, I don't know if it helps him any to take off the dang helmet. But yeah, I completely forgot about it. I didn't watch it yesterday. Of course, I was live feeding.
Well, I wouldn't have remembered if I hadn't written to myself what dates they came out. How many 2-3 people we got watching?
We have.
Was 3.
There's 8 people watching.
Wow.
0 on Facebook, and it just dropped down to 7, and all 7 are on YouTube. Apparently, they don't like The Mandalorian. Or the fact that I'm not scrolling.
Laura loves her Baby Yoda. And I love me some Deadpool stuff, bro.
Oh, bro.
Can't you fix the one you broke and paint that and everything?
Well, the painting is very less likely.
No.
For real. Anyway, I'm going to take one last swig of Dr. Pepper and get back on this perimeter.
Okay. Oh, and I want the heck out of that Metallica you're working on.
Well, I'm double stacking it, but it's so dang heavy and bulky that's why I put it off to the side.
But I want that one really bad.
I started back on it on the live, but it was just too dang heavy. Didn't want to mess with it.
I really want that.
But I'll have you know, you have the only copy of the updated Metallica. Yeah. The other one got sent to Las Vegas, and I'll never say it again because good old Steven Butthole.
But I'll leave you alone on the Deadpool for quite a while if I get that Metallica. I'm not even trying to lie. Merry Christmas or something?
Shoo.
Please, I beg of you.
What did I get for Christmas? Just throwing that out there.
My presents.
Nice. Irony of words there.
I'll find something to give you. I'll give you a flat black Zippo that's never been used.
Wow, that is so tempting.
It's right here. It's right here.
I'm good.
How about?
I got to get back scrolling here.
but I want that Metallica. Thank you, peace.
Thank you, peace. Well, hold your breath, but no. Don't hold your breath because Clef. I haven't finished it yet. For one.
Well, that'll be the next live feed.
No, it won't. Don't teach people and lie to them.
I'm not. You're the one that you're disappointing all the viewers.
No, I think we both are because we're babbling instead of me cutting. But okay, I'm gonna get back on it.
Okay. I did get Jamie's message last night. We were in the middle of a movie.
I figured. I told him. I said he's either asleep or spending time with his wife.
No, I mean if we weren't real into what we were watching, she'd have said go for it. But we wouldn't have been able to be here long because the girl got to work and stuff. These people that work for a living, man, golly.
Well, you might want to explain that your computer's in your bedroom.
Well, if you put me back on camera, I can show them. I'm in my bedroom.
No, we're good.
Because I'm sure they can't wait.
Not that I don't want to show you. It's just...
You need to do some scrolling doing your scroll thingy?
Yeah.
my neighbors slash former homeowners and stuff are supposed to be getting stuff today.
What are you
I don't
talking
know.
about, Robert?
Well, I wasn't going to name names in case they wanted their privacy. But yeah.
Well, he's been on live streams before.
No. But she's been given orders to get stuff out of here today. But it also has rained slash is raining. So I don't know.
I'm confused. What do you mean orders to get stuff out of here?
He told her we need to give them a new year without our stuff in their house.
Oh.
It's just a pantry and a closet and stuff in a china hutch. It ain't no big deal.
It's not like anything's in your way.
No, except our own boxes.
Yeah, we still got boxes from after the fire. And come New Year's Eve, it will have been a year since the fire.
Already?
Yeah, December 31st of last year is when the fire happened.
I got major boxes to my right and behind me to my right.
Yeah, and then when we got back in the house and they gave us the stuff we didn't lose, a lot of it's still in boxes because unless we need it, we don't go looking for it, so it stays in the boxes. That's less clutter unless you count the boxes.
What makes it worse is when you're looking for something, you got to go through 15 boxes to find it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then that makes you prioritize whether you really need it. Guilty.
Well, once the closet and pantry and stuff isn't, these are large closet and pantry, by the way. Once they're empty, I won't have any excuse not to be doing cups.
Yeah.
I mean tumblers, excuse me.
What cups?
Tumbler cups. Did you know if you go to an old Google Hangout address, it'll still work?
Yeah, I think it just doesn't work for live stream.
I do it to find out if my cam is aiming the right way and stuff first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you can do these StreamYard things for Hangouts and not have it live.
I guess it's live unless you
click enter.
Live and unseen unless people have a link, right?
Yeah, it's in real time, but it's not live. I mean, yes, it's live. You know what I mean.
Why is a duck their logo? Go ahead.
I don't know. I don't know the story behind that.
It's got an S on its headphones, though.
Yeah.
Guessing that's for StreamYard because I'm brilliant. Man, it's warm up in this room.
Yeah, I have the basic membership, $25 a month. With that, that logo doesn't show up on the screen, but people using the free have to deal with the duck.
Is that the only difference?
I don't know. I got talked into getting the membership before I ever tried to go live. I'm using basic and there's a premium. I just don't know the difference. But this one works for what I need it for.
God, I need a chain smoke and I can't. At least not without abandoning my brother.
That's fine. It's not the chat's not real active. I say that, but is anybody commenting?
Nope. Not 10.
All right, so like I was saying,
over 10 minutes. Then I shall let me go smoke, but I won't turn it off or nothing.
I chain smoke while I'm live feeding. I just don't show it on camera. So
if I suddenly gone without saying anything and then the internet dropped or something, but hopefully that won't happen.
Or that you don't love me or something like that.
I love you, especially if I get Metallica.
Well, the odds are better if you stick with me.
Huh? You mean instead of smoking?
No, in general. You can't just say, well, I'm going to go do something.
No, I'm not going to do that.
You have to schedule your day around me.
Well, I will do that, my brother, until I get my Metallica, and then I don't know your name.
Figures. I'm kidding. Have fun with your cigarette. Tavis Monroe says, not a lot of chatting so far. No, sir, there's not. Tavis Monroe, the other voice you hear is my twin brother.
Hello.
Sir, of course, now he's going to talk in a different voice. But yeah, that literally is my twin brother.
Literally. I'll be right back. I'm just going to smoke stuff. I mean, it's a cigarette.
Okay.
Shut up and leave.
Clap. Damn it. I was going to tell him to move his headphones away, but sometimes it echoes, but it's not bad. There's not a lot of chatting, Tavis. Brent Wesenborn, smoke 'em if you got 'em. So, Brent, you've gotten to hear my twin brother as well. Good to see you, Brent and Tavis, by the way, and anybody else that's watching. Right now, I'm just cutting the perimeter of the Spider-Man, then I'll come back to cutting individual cuts like that. I just figured, what the heck, let's get the perimeter out of there. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. And the reason why my brother said it like that, saying specifying cigarettes, is because we don't smoke pot. I mean, to each his own, but we don't smoke pot. Just Marlboro. And for those that didn't see this earlier, the picture I did this from, it had the lines going past the edges of the fingers, but I don't like the look of that, so that's why I'm ignoring those little waves on the line when I go to cut the perimeter. It doesn't look right. Mr. Mac Pierce, morning Charles, and morning Mac, by golly. Appreciate you being here, Mac. My twin brother is smoking right now, but he is helping with the comments and questions when they come in. So if you hear another voice that sounds a lot like mine, that is my twin brother. His name is Cliff. He's my bestest friend. Leonard Davis, good morning. Appreciate you being here, sir. Took y'all long enough. I've been here since 6:15. Anyway, just giving you crap. I just got a wild hair and decided I was going to go ahead and cut the perimeter of this thing out. Then we'll go back to the interior cuts, of course. Stretch my back a little bit. Mr. Brett Weisenborn says, found an EX21, which is an Excalibur, 21 inch. Saw on Amazon for like $700. Is this a knockoff, you think? On the Home Depot, they have it at the same price. But if you go to like Seiko, they are $1,000. Just curious. I don't want to lie to you, so I have no idea, Brent. But I would ask around in the scrolling community on the groups on Facebook to find that out. I don't want to lie to you. I don't know the particulars. I know there are. I mean, if it's got the EX name on it, it's probably legitimate. But I mean, as far as quality, Excalibur in general has good saws. But yeah, as far as what you're asking, I can't give you an accurate answer. Just afraid to buy it. Cheaper made version. Yeah. If you can find a guy named Charles Hand on Facebook, write to him. He seems to have a lot of knowledge about what's made where and what's worth the crap. Charles Hand is his name. So you may want to check with him, sir. And you can tell him Charles Daring sent you. Not that it'll benefit anything. Anyway, I was checking notifications on my phone. Forgive my lack of professionalism on this highly mature show. Got 11 people watching. Y'all don't be shy on comments or questions. Throw them out there and I'll respond to them. You'll hear another voice that sounds a lot like mine here shortly. It'll be my twin brother, cliff. But in the meantime, I'm going to go back to cutting the perimeter on this thing. We'll go back to the interior cuts after that. But I can see your hesitance, Brent. I get it. Okay. Another thing I got to watch out for cutting this perimeter is because of the shape of it. If there's even remotely a little bit of sag in the rest of the piece, it might try to catch on the edge of the table like it just did. So I saw that coming. So I'm using my other hand to hold it up above the table a little bit, and it's still catching. So bear with me. There we go. So now I got to sand the little wave out of the line. And I think my brother's about to be back at the mic. But that little wave in that line is going to mess with me, so I want to turn the piece and fix that.
But don't resist.
Okay, that other voice you just heard is my brother Cliff. Now I got to wave in the stupid line, so I'm going to fix that. How are you this fine wet morning, Mr. Deering?
Wet.
Yeah.
How about yourself, my brother?
Oh, well, just sitting here scrolling.
Somebody drank my coffee.
Well, somebody's been drinking my Dr. Pepper, too.
Best part of waking up is not waking up. Well, not this early.
Let's say some people might disagree with you. Depends on how their life and their day is going, I guess.
I saw 8 deer first thing this morning. Mac Pierce is hearing voices.
And I'm breaking blades.
Yes, you are. I nearly spotted.
Yeah, Mac Pierce, that is my twin brother right there. Poor thing's just as ugly as I am, if not slightly cuter.
No, I'm. Yeah, I usually say it a different way.
Yeah.
That whole thing.
And the first time in years, my brother weighs more than I do, so now I can make fat jokes because he used to do it to me all the time. Go ahead. You can't defend yourself, mister.
One of us is going on a diet come the new year.
Well, one of us says he is, but a lot of people say that.
Well, when my wife has done it, and she's going to be doing it, and she's the one that cooks around here, so I'm going to be dropping off like your good looks.
My wife only cooks when there's children here or more than one person. That's not a dig on my wife. My wife just I don't expect her to cook for me because I'm an adult. So I tend to eat. I'm not saying you're not, Cliff. I'm just saying I don't expect it of my wife because she works all day. Blah 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 blah. But forgot what my point was. Oh, I generally have pizza bites, frozen burritos, or sandwiches. But that's on me. I don't expect my wife to cook for me.
No, I don't expect mine either. Just if we want to remain alive and being sustained in this.
Well, I mean, my point being is I can eat without my wife having to cook for me, and I'm not saying you can't. I don't know how to fix that one.
Want to get away?
Want to get away? Yeah, I was telling my wife the other day while we were at Mom and Dad's. I said, because every now and then, just to be trying to be funny, I'll say, "Want to get married?" And she said, "We are married. You want to get married again?" And then if she pauses at all, I'll say, "Want to get away?"
Yeah. Excuse me,
son.
Thank you, sir.
The mic I could have spotted.
I turned away from the mic, sir.
Okay. Oh, that's true. By the way, whenever you go out to smoke or whatever, and then you come back, if you see that I'm cutting,
don't talk.
Wait till I'm done cutting. Because if I jump, it could destroy the whole bloody face.
Hey, we're having a damage sale.
What the heck does that mean? Oh, duh.
Keep up with your own stuff.
I can't do that. What are you talking about?
Oh, I won't even know, though.
I think I might. Yesterday I debated back and forth. I think I might incorporate my signature in here, so I'm going to draw it in before I cut the whole perimeter.
I haven't seen a pencil in forever.
There's one right here. You're welcome.
Wow. That's from like the old times,
Come
man.
on. All right, so let's figure out how I want to do this.
With a pencil.
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 Got me a pencil over here, y'all. I'm just basically roughing it in.
Are
So
you
I
though?
know what area to avoid. Yep, totally am. It's 6 hours later in the UK, so Jamie must be doing something productive as to why he's not here.
Oh, he only does that when I'm here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, he was on here last night when we messaged you, or when he messaged you.
he hates me.
No, he's about like me. He tolerates you. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
Now I'm giving myself just a rough idea. I know how to spell my name and I know how I write it, but I'm just roughing it in so I can make sure it's probably a little bit bigger than I wanted to go actually.
Good
How do
thing
I?
you have an eraser on your pencil.
Yeah. Oh well. And I may decide against it once I get near it because it's going to be a pain in the pie tootie. Yeah, I wish I had made that a little smaller, but I can adjust. During okay R.
I have
But
problems adjusting,
I'm
man.
usually right in my signature backwards for the sake of determining room. That's why I have to read my own name off to myself so I don't misspell it because I'm not used to spelling it backwards.
Brent Weisenborn, did I pronounce that right?
I believe so. He hadn't corrected me yet.
He said, "Where you're cutting Spiderman, are you gonna do Venom next?"
I hadn't planned to.
Venom,
Nope.
Venom, Venom, Venom.
That's my brother. Anyway, I have 3 or 4 other projects already drawn out and voted on. But I mean, I'll be doing live streams for the rest of my life, most likely. So I'll eventually get her. Ooh, Lord Jesus, help me. Anyway,
Finish my Metallica before you get too many.
kiss on my hind
At least
end.
before you die. Which I'd prefer tomorrow, but hey.
Uh,
No, not the dying, the Metallica.
I'm about to say that was a little abrupt, and y'all heard it here. But yeah, I'm glad you clarified that. Man, his brother's so mean. He asked him to die right there on the live.
I'm not planning on killing you for at least 3 weeks.
Well, that's good. Give me a little notice. I sort of messed up my own signature because I usually have the D way above the E, but we don't have the room for that, so we're just going to play with it. Don't.
It's gonna look like a not a forfeit. I mean a counterfeit. One of them fits. Forfeit. What
We'll
the heck am I smoking? Excuse me.
yeah, we're just going to rough it in there.
Brent Weisenborn. First he said my name. I'm saying his name right. Oh yeah. I also did. Did you ever decide to make a predator pattern?
No, I never made a predator pattern yet.
It's because he hates us, Brent.
Yeah, I don't have to do the signature much different than the way it's showing. Just maybe that N and G I might need to alter a little bit. So now I'll know where to cut around. But I'm going to save the waist piece right in that area so I can put it back in place when I'm sanding so I don't butcher my.
I'm not wearing pants. I'm just kidding.
I'm not either. I'm completely nude.
You're wearing a skirt again, aren't you?
No.
That what you call it? I don't know if they came with it or not, but that Night King that I have, I also have a dragon.
Nate.
No, except that the wings don't stay up and stuff.
Can't pay the bills, but I got my figures. Just
No, this was way back when the finale happened.
Now I'm going to rough when I'm cutting the perimeter. I'm not going to cut right up to the letters. I'm going to rough around them because
rough.
Yeah, I don't want to break it while I'm cutting the rest of this. So I will cut the signature most likely last, if not next.
Yeah.
I'm very decisive. Apparently, some people might be here to see me scroll, so I'm gonna get back on it.
That would be weird.
I know.
Laura's watching. She said, "Hi, Charlie," and Cliff put on pants.
Really? That's my sister-in-law right there. That's my
I'm
brother's
wearing
wife.
I'm wearing my tutu, baby.
Put on pants. I love that girl.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, that's my brother's wife, folks. Y'all got to see her. She's a sweetheart. Sweetheart.
Sweeter heart than your heart, buddy.
Something like that.
Baby, it's warm in the house, and I really want to smoke, but I'm not gonna because I love my place to live.
That tells you the store must be real busy, but no, it's good to see Laura here. I like
Mac,
when family comes in. Every now and then Casey will drop in, but no other family has come in.
Mac Pierce says moo.
Do you know the story behind that, Cliff?
I guess I do not.
I don't remember how it came up, but one of the viewers has a cat named Moo.
Oh.
And somehow I said moo about something, and he said his cat named Moo, and every time I said moo, his cat would look towards the TV because he had it hooked up to the TV. and I didn't have much sleep, so I was highly entertained by that, and I would start a sentence, and right in the middle I'd go moo, and it was just random, and the whole chat was getting in on it, and now ever since then they're trying to get me to start up again and lose my crap.
Laura said she's at the bank, thought she'd drop in and say hi. Hi, baby.
Hi, baby.
Hey, buddy.
What?
That's my wife.
I know.
Baby, do I have a face made for radio? I was going to say something, and I done forgot what it was.
Welcome to my world. I don't even remember what we were talking about.
I saw 8 deer this morning when I went out for my first cigarette.
You already said that, Mr. Repeat. I don't remember what we were talking about before Laura came in.
She said yes, no smoking. And Max said you were in one of your quote unquote rare silly moods.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep. Cliff got told by his wife on a live stream. I will thank your butt, mister.
No smoking my pants. Okay, I'll just stick to cigarettes, babe. Outside. I'm the man of this castle when she's not home.
And I say, and I told her to kiss my ass.
Jeff Foxworthy.
Yep.
I love you, precious. You too, baby girl.
Don't do this on live. See how we both went into that? Okay.
Because I know you, little.
I was going to say we can go viral, people thinking we're lovers, but
Laura saw 3. I'm going to interrupt you. My wife saw 3 turkeys on the way to the bank. She's not even trying to lie.
And she's married to one of them.
Yeah. 8 deer, 3 turkeys, and a partridge and a pear tree. You see what I did there, even if it's a couple days late.
We don't even have a pear tree.
She says, okay, love you. I'll love you too, baby.
Love you too, baby.
Bring me home a surprise. Surprise, you ain't getting none.
Yep. See, every now and then we think alike, so it sounds like Death by Stereo.
Yeah. That's a Lost Boys reference. Love you too, baby, by the way.
Aw.
Bring home a turkey. Well, no, I've had enough turkey. We had Thanksgiving for about a week after that. Man, this room is warm. I'm scared to turn on a fan because I don't want it to blow in the mic.
Well, turn the fan. Or turn the mic. You know what I mean. I don't know how to word it.
Probably help if I wasn't wearing a hoodie and a hat.
Yeah, genius.
But I don't look as good.
Well, you're not on camera, so you're in luck.
But there's always that chance, and I want to be ready for my close-up.
I do it the smart way. I keep my face off the live stream. But that's mainly because of the swelling. But someday I may show people just to say, this is why I'm not on camera.
Then they'll do a screenshot, and you'll be a meme.
I went way off the line intentionally there because I want to adjust that cut on the end of the finger.
So what you're saying is, I meant to do that.
Yeah. So I am cutting some of these lines thicker than they are drawn.
Thicker.
For anybody just joining, the other voice you're hearing is my brother, and my brother's laughing, so somebody must have commented.
No, I'm laughing back on her comment. She said, "Hi, Charlie," and Cliff put on pants. Yeah.
Apparently, we need her to keep us in line.
She's actually very easygoing. That's part of why our marriage is so amazing.
That are patient as hell.
Well, that and you gotta keep her with wine to keep her in love. It's a little joke there. She's not a wino.
See, I didn't even have to say that because I knew you would say it because we both think the same. And I better explain myself.
I call wine stay married juice, and that's frigging hilarious.
I believe
I don't care who you are.
I believe I call it
Snocker juice.
And well, I used to call it that. More like energy drink, life drink, blah blah blah. But for me, I don't drink wine, so it's probably stay married juice for me too.
I tried a beer. Well, I've had many beers. I had a beer at Mom and Dad's while we were playing Family Feud.
Dang it! Where was I? I went home.
You had already gone.
I wanted to play that.
I had a beer for the first time in many moons, and I don't even like the taste no more.
Beer tastes like crap.
Yeah, it does.
Was Family Feud fun? Because I've never played it, obviously.
It was fun-ish, yeah. Some of the questions and answers, some of the answers were stupid. Like one of them was, name something you might find in a dog's mouth. And two of the answers, like I was thinking, okay, its own tail, that wasn't on there. And then they had teeth and tongue was one of the answers.
That's dumb.
I agree. Or I guess that was two of the answers.
It's already in their mouth. That's dumb.
Yeah.
Were you the life of the party?
I was pretty doggone hilarious. It was me and John Michael and Laura and Chrissy and Sherry and Mike.
But for folks that don't know us that well, we're both alike in that we try to be the comedian of the group. And so when we're together, we're trying to outdo each other, and it usually involves dogging each other.
Man, this room is hot, bruh.
Bummer.
Our dog, this is a jumping subject, but our dog wears a little camo shirt looking thing. It's actually supposed to look like a hoodie, but she keeps getting one of her legs out of it. So it's looking like when a girl goes to sleep wearing a tube top and comes out of it.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get it back in there, so I don't know how she does it.
Probably flopping around.
And then she gets put in her crate as punishment. But every time I go outside, she's laying in her crate. I come back in, she's still laying in her crate. I don't have the heart to tell her she's going to spend most of the day in the crate if Janet comes over to get their stuff.
Are you saying you punish her for getting out of her hoodie?
No.
That was another subject change.
Whenever she gets punished, if we're outside, then
glad I keep my clothes on. I don't want to get punished.
No, when we're outside and she does something or is not listening, we'll put her in the little crate.
Yeah, my wife puts me in a crate when I don't listen.
She's hanging out in a crate 24/7 lately. Well,
that kind of works out
during the dang day. But the door's open. That's the difference between punishment.
Yeah.
I guess she's trying to take the control, to take the power away from us.
It's like if I like being here, it's not punishment.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a little bit more to do on the perimeter, then we'll get back to the interior cuts. Back to you, Cliff.
I got nothing.
Okay.
The top arm of your saw is a little blurry there, mister.
That would be movement.
Oh.
But I could help. It's also wavy. Not in real life, only on.
Actually, it doesn't look. It looks wavy when it's slowing down, or you're going at a slower speed.
I never go to slower speed, so there goes your theory.
Well, then sometimes the frame rate's different because that was more of a blur than a wavy.
All right. I weren't looking. I was too busy.
Too busy.
I was too busy cutting to look at the thingy.
He's
All
a
right.
cutter. He's a cutter.
Okay. So I've finished the perimeter. We're gonna get back to where we was.
Where was we?
Where we was. We was right here on the shoulder.
God, I couldn't do that many individual cuts.
I couldn't either till I started doing them. Just kidding. Do you remember why these black X's are here, Cliff?
Those are okay. I was just going to say waste pieces, but my guess is those are pieces you're going to put back in so that it's stable while you're cutting the thinner stuff. Is that correct, Charles?
No, but it was awesome that you tried to say something intelligent. I am stack cutting two pieces.
To the Wi-Fi network.
What?
You can find setup instructions
Alexa
in the help
is
section of your
interrupting us.
Alexa app.
Yeah,
Alexa, shut up.
Apparently,
You're
she's saying she lost connection to the Wi-Fi network.
Well, she can kiss my hind end. You're missing a comment. Herb Hooper commented.
Herb Hooper, loyal Charles. I'll catch you later. I got to get ready to go see the doctor.
Appreciate it, Herb, and good luck at the doctor, sir.
Yes, good luck.
What was I talking about before the dang Alexa interrupted?
Something to do with what them X's were for.
This X's, I am stack cutting, and those X's tell me where the brads are. It also lets the viewers know. So I cut those out relatively last. But now I have one right here that I was keeping in place. Dang it. I was keeping this one in place because I still had to cut the perimeter and didn't want it to separate the stack. But now that I've cut the perimeter, I can cut that one out if I so chose, but I am not so choosing yet. Yes, I know it's choosing.
Yo, you so silly though.
Oh, Chawi, you so silly. Where did you say you got that from?
I just started doing it.
Oh.
Oh, Charlie, you're so silly.
Ow.
La la la. Let's sing Christmas carols, not.
Oh, no. It's not gonna happen.
I still think fa la 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 came from them forgetting the lyrics. Aw.
He's so cute.
He's bald.
Appreciate y'all joining us. We'll get back to it. See, his mouth doesn't move. He's a ventriloquist too. And I'm a dummy.
You funnier than herpes.
It's the little things. There's a few things that are funnier than herpes. I'm gonna take a swig of Dr. Pepper here.
It's only funny until it happens to you.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna get back into it, and I'll slap you to sleep if you do. But
what the heck are we?
A lot of people in the chat keep trying to bring up that stupid nickname, and I'm not gonna respond to it.
What, Shark Bus? That was Wesley, not me.
I can't hear you. Well, that was Wes?
Yeah. No, it was actually somebody in the comments.
Well, that's true, but they're trying to occasionally go there, and I keep saying I want a cooler nickname, and they keep trying to call me that, so I don't respond to them. By God.
We could call you Long Bus, try to reverse the
Son, that's ignorant.
That was stupid. I agree.
What? I'm scrolling on a live stream? What?
What? That's crazy.
You so crazy.
Get it done.
God. Nice try, though. Get it done, I tell you what.
That was stupid.
So's your face.
What are you, a Muppet?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, my face is stupid. And I'm not wearing pants. Back to you, Bob.
You misspelled my name. You spelled it backwards. As you can see, folks, these live streams, maturity is not required.
Yeah, it's actually frowned upon.
Yeah.
At least frowned upon if you want me as a part of it, because I can't be serious for too long unless it's a funeral or a wedding.
Me neither. But some weddings make you want to crack jokes.
Some weddings are a joke. Yeah.
So if anybody has any comments or questions, if you have any comments or questions, feel free to throw them out there. My beautiful brother will read them out to you. or to me.
Now I'm beautiful.
If you want to be.
I'll read your questions to you, people.
Oh, well, people on Facebook can't see YouTube comments, and YouTube people cannot see Facebook comments, although YouTube tends to be the most active chatting comment area.
Probably because it's not as blank retentive.
There's 7 people watching, 1 on Facebook, 6 on YouTube. Much obliged. Man, I'm getting tired again, but we're gonna keep on at it.
Just
God.
don't pass out and fall on the floor twitching.
Well, I don't plan on it, but these things do happen. Whew. That always happens to me, even if I'm not doing live streams. I'll get out of bed, get motivated to do something, and then a few hours later, gotta sleep again. I will say with crappier wood, this piece would have already gone to heck, because if you cut areas that are too narrow on crappy wood, the veneer will pop right off.
That's why I stopped buying wood.
Yeah.
Laura sent a picture of one of the turkeys.
Neato.
Oh no, it was all 3 of the turkeys actually. How do you zoom in on them? Can you? On Facebook Messenger? On the computer?
No, you can't zoom in on them. Unless you
Dang
have
it.
one of those browser add-ons that can zoom. Which they do exist.
Actually, I think it's a Microsoft thing too. I just don't care that much. I mean, I care a heck of a lot, but I don't need to zoom in on it right now.
Okay, well, I expect it's going to look like bigger turkeys.
Yeah.
That's funny right there. Come on, y'all, talk at me here.
They don't even have to be good.
Yeah.
It looks like Mr. Spider-Man there is popping a squat.
He sort of is, but not for the reason you're referring to. Oh, diddly. Anybody wondering who that other voice is? It is my twin brother. That's why we sound somewhat alike.
I was curious. I think I will smoke again, Charles.
Me too. Oh, Lord.
Except one of us won't be here while I'm smoking.
Okay.
Actually, we could both be gone. I wouldn't know.
I would.
You shouldn't smoke in the house. I'll be RB.
Wait.
What?
Whenever you take your headphones off, put them as far away from the microphone as possible, because every now and then I can hear myself.
Every now and then I fall apart.
Me too.
Well, I'll do what I can.
Okay.
The cord's only so long there, mister.
Burp. Right. Burp. For those that don't know, burp means BRB, which means be right back. All right, if anybody's listening out there in the chats, what do y'all got going for today? Apparently one person didn't want to tell me I lost a viewer when I asked that. Yeah. I'm going to move the camera back just a tad so people can see more of the product. Of course, it doesn't want to stay, so never mind. I love it when technology works with me. Actually, it's not technology, it's just a camera crane. Anyway, let's get back on it. I always start with the head or face or eyes on people, but this one, the eyes are made of wood, so I just did the whole head, and now I'm just moving down the arm. There's no rhyme or reason for the order that I'm cutting in after the face. I'm trying, a majority of the time, I'm trying to keep the piece turned to where y'all can see a majority of it while I'm working on it, but if I move the camera out too far, it will mess with the autofocus. Wait, I just found another couple lines I gotta adjust, so y'all bear with me. Or maybe it was just the angle I was looking at it. I do need to shave that side of that line, but I don't have to adjust that one by much. I don't need to shave it, it's not, well, maybe a little bit. So after I do the current cut, I will come back and shave this one just a tiny bit because I want the lines to be flowing smooth. Welcome back, Mr. Daring.
I didn't have my headphones on yet, but I heard you. Good to be back.
Well, it's good to be alive, by golly. Depending on who you talk to, you're behind on a couple of comments there, Mister.
Andrew Rose says, "Hey Charles, just got here. What type of wood is that?"
It is 1/4 inch maple ply. I am double stacking. Thank you for asking, and thank you for being here, Andrew. By the way, you pronounce the other name Chris Nealon, by the way, Cliff, in case you're an idiot.
I probably would have said that.
Okay.
No leftover pizza for breakfast.
Heck, nabbit. That's a sin. I didn't have the money for pizza. Yeah, everybody was eating pizza last night in the chat, and it was killing me. So I actually ended the live feed to go eat, but I had macaroni and cheese. And then I went to bed, and then I started up at 6:15 this morning. You're welcome. Great.
What?
Don't pretend I didn't hear Chewbacca. What is that from?
It's an app for ringtones and such.
Hey, don't do it too much because I could get a copyright strike.
Okay, I'm just going to show you one more because I almost made this your notification thing.
Okay, that's weird. Chris Nealon says, "Good to be alive." Ironic. I'm running a funeral now. What do you mean running a funeral? I'm a little confused. I forgot. Maybe I forgot what your job is. But apparently my brother's job to reading comments was too busy playing with sound effects for
It's more fun.
But I'll let you read his response as soon as.
Good to be. Oh, he hadn't responded yet.
You tried too hard there.
I tried to trust my sister.
Gotta let him hold.
Holy moly. Alrighty then.
Yeah, jump over to the punchline, by golly. He is.
Chris Nealon says, "What I do." Andrew Rose says, "That maple ply, is that an MDF core? I have some 1/4 inch MDF core, and I go through blades like crazy."
No, it is not MDF core. By the way, for those that don't know, MDF standard, I believe, medium density fiberboard or something like that.
I was just curious.
Well, Chris Nealon says, "What I do." I guess he runs funerals.
Yeah, he runs right over them.
That makes for a traumatic funeral. Anyway, just messing with you, Chris. Oh, diddly. Okay.
Chris Nealon's got to go. ...
Okay, be good, Chris. Appreciate you dropping by.
We'll miss you.
You can leave out them there dots, Cliff.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna click. Anybody just joining? Cliff is my twin brother. That is the voice you're hearing. That's a lot like mine,
except better looking voice.
Somewhat, sort of, kind of.
Depends on what mood you're in and whether you're male or female.
By God. All right, man, I'm getting tired. Whew. Yeah, Cliff, we're looking into higher speed internet with another company because certain Xbox games or the Xbox in general taxes the internet connection. I think that's the word I'm looking for.
Probably.
And it's not fair to them to have to hold that back on certain games because I'm doing a live stream, because I do live streams pretty much every time I'm awake versus asleep, of course. And I'm the same while they're doing those. I can't do live stream because the internet's going very slow and it makes these videos pixelated and lagging. So we're looking into it, but money is an issue because of good old me.
Due to inclement weather, the moving stuff has been delayed.
Bummered.
Can't say I blame them. I wouldn't want my stuff getting wet neither.
I hear you. Well, it's not like, unless there's something I don't know, it's not like that stuff's all up in your way.
No.
I think after this cut, I'm going to go lay down because I am exhausted.
You're not going to do that on live stream, are you?
The laying down now. So that can be pretty boring. Unless you're a stalker. And those that don't know me, when I get tired, it suddenly. I mean, this one sort of crept up on me, but the degree of tiredness, we're going to make tiredness a word.
I think it is a word. I mean, they made it up on medicine commercials.
Oh. Maybe we should change it to tyridity.
There's
That sounds more
sleepification.
intelligent.
I agree. Especially if you're George W.
I mean, yeah, sometimes getting tired creeps up on me, but I reach a certain point and it goes downhill from there. It's not a health thing. It's just a side effect of my meds. And I crash pretty hard. Got to lay down so I don't fall asleep at the saw. Friends don't let friends sleep and scroll. But the first thing as I try to put a sentence together, first thing I will do is show y'all the piece.
The piece.
Where we've gotten up to this point.
You need to oil your little contraption there.
Yes, sir. I can't get the whole thing in there because that would be too convenient. Got to put my hand there to stop it from pulsating. But I appreciate everybody from watching. Cliff, I appreciate everybody watching. Cliff, I appreciate you being here, and hopefully I can get you to come in later.
Appreciate that Metallica. Appreciate the heck out of that, man.
That's a nice try. But when is Lori getting off?
Usually 2 or 3. It depends on her staff too.
Shoot, it might. That means you might not be able to join me back.
Why is the thing pulsing foggy and?
It's the foggy might be sawdust on the camera, but the pulsing is it trying to autofocus. That's why I don't usually zoom out anymore. So I have to put my hand there to give it something to focus on, and it still wants to pulsate. Anyway,
you may need to throw yourself on your work.
That could be traumatic for everybody, but I appreciate everybody watching. I will do another live feed today, barring something out of my control. But this has been Spider-Man. This has been Charles Deering and his brother, Cliff Deering.
Scroll on.
Wait, let me go ahead and throw you back on the screen there. Got your makeup already. All right. Well, I appreciate you being here, Cliff, and I will bug you later in the event that you're able to join.
I love you and everything, and I just love the viewers.
Okay, now when I end the broadcast, Cliff will still be able to talk. Not very long because I'm tired, but it won't make me and you disappear. We just disappear from live. Anyway, folks, I appreciate you being here. Watch for notifications. I will be back. Scroll on.